Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on the place of the world now you're sitting. Welcome to another one coffee with R from sponsored by Foundation Caranit and in Spanish, un café con R con el patrocinio de Fundación Caranit. You see, I came to Yogyakarta. Yogyakarta is in the south of Indonesia, and it's a nice place to stay. I've been here, this is my second time here, and I came here because I want to talk with Nissa Swastika. She's an Indonesian entrepreneur in this field. So, welcome to the show, welcome to the podcast, Anissa, and we will have a nice conversation, about your academic background and your entrepreneurial journey, which is, I think it's very nice. So, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Robert. Okay, this is such honor for me, Robert, because this is my first time being here in the podcast, and yeah, honestly, I really tell my short life stories, but because I'm here, I'm happy to tell my story journey, and actually, you know, when I was a kid, I remember that when I was a kid back then, around 5 years old, and my mother told me what do you want to go, right? And I just said my mom, I want to be somebody having a lot of money. So, so I feel perhaps I can be somebody with a lot of money. So my mom thought, okay, so what you gonna do the next? And I was perhaps I can be entrepreneur, big entrepreneur, entrepreneur having a lot of money and a lot of opportunity. And that's why at the time my father showed me okay, you can try to enter, the management system and then the financial sector, which is there's a lot of opportunity, being a professional director or something like that. Or perhaps you can enter, the banking sector. And I was thinking banking is not my style because actually my MBTI is STG. I'm extrovert, so that's not my style. I was perhaps I'm going to be entrepreneur. So my father encouraged me to take a finance sector because all of my family is the entrepreneur. 100% is entrepreneur. So
Nice.
I was
All of them?
yes,
All of them?
100%.
Okay.
Yes. My brother has a big company in transportation accommodation in travel, and my mother is basically they have properties company. So I just I cannot be nothing. I just want to be like them. So I pursued my study until my master degree, and I was entered in master degree 2018, and I got my scholarship in National University Singapore in the 2019, but just in a year because 2020 it's pandemic era in Indonesia, so I just come back to Indonesia. And that was I encourage my mother I want to build some several business. So when a pandemic area, the from Ministry Telecommunication Technologies having even startup technology, I was into the community, and I built tourism companies, which means I'm focused on dancing and then travel and then management a system of tourism until 3 years from 2018 until 2022. I got a funding from investor from Japan, and then the pandemic era is boom, my business failed it suddenly. and I was trying to, getting up with my friends, but I'm thinking like, this is not our opportunity, so I'm going to move in another business. And then
But Lisa, let me go a little back in your while you were studying, because it's important that you're talking that you have a kind of a failure, not because of you, because of COVID. And I remember I was in Indonesia
yeah,
when the COVID started, and we need to stay a couple of weeks before returning back to South America. So I remember very well those days in Indonesia. Tell me about your challenges you faced during your studies and how you overcame them. Because it's important. I mean, you have a little failure here, but you went to Singapore. Singapore is quite a few kilometers away from Singapore from Indonesia. So things happen there, and because of you have those challenges, I think that you are more strong now. Which were those in order to tell our audience that even you may have a problem in your life, but that's not the end. You need to analyze, and then you need to get up, and then you need to start a new day, and then go and go and go and go. So if you can talk a little bit about those challenges, it will help our audience how I should stand up.
okay. My challenges is like, cultures Indonesia and the Singapore is really different. The Indonesia culture is makes me like slowing down living. There is no such hurry, like don't be hurry, like you just don't need to be like hire somebody else like professional, a lot of money. But when I move like to Singapore, I realized that this is the word difference with the Indonesia. I mean, like the Singaporean people, there is like they having a big dream for their life. So I just thought like this is gonna be changed. Like if I want to be like something to do with my knowledge, I really like appreciate to to give the beneficial like helping the entrepreneur, because Indonesia has a lot of potential people who lack of literacy of financial. So I just going to be help them like literacy financial, like going to recording financial statement like balance sheet, and then profit and loss, cash flow, and projection for their business until the manage of ratio companies, because the differences education is really really different, and their side of the business is really different. So I think that's why the Indonesian and Singaporean is it's having big gap about how to achieve their dreams, how to make their business to be big. So that's why when I was come back from Singapore, I just like I don't need apply in the banking, or I don't need apply in the big four company, because I just want to be myself and help with my knowledge with them. Just for I don't need their money. I just like helping. It's like my positive impact after I got my scholarship.
And that is that's the spirit of an entrepreneur, because you don't want to you don't want to go and be one in the list of a bank or the big four. You want to be yourself.
Yes.
Being yourself, you want to do something from others, and also to help others, and to build your business. And and you wake up one day and say, okay, I will do this one, and then you wake up another day and I will do this one, and you will see how this company is growing little by little, but it's yours.
Yes.
So, but I think that your financial expertise of what you study in Singapore, it's giving you a lot of strategic decisions being an entrepreneur. And so I would like to hear some of your reflections on how this technical knowledge, what you got in Singapore, now it's giving you leadership, uh, confidence, and people is believing in you.
Okay, well, I got a lot, from the Singapore. It's not just only the financial sector, but I got a lot from technology sector also. So when I was come back from Singapore, I just not only focus on the helping entrepreneur with the financial sector, but also I'm really helpful to, to build something like a system. So, the Singaporean, like, perhaps it's, if I'm talking about the mindset, is so really really different. I mean, like, the wave of education in Indonesia and Singapore is really different. So I think the first step I into the financial sector, is like, they having a big problem, like the system is not correctly, direct from the center into the another things, like, the ledgers or something, like the petty cash and then the tax, something like that. So I just like, making a build the system the first for the company, and then I just, my part time, like, um learning, like giving like courses, free courses for them, like how they can make some priority in the system into the taxes, and the government can, yes, can get the from the banking. So it's not just like, the normal Indonesian normal is like, still like, with the books, and they writing, and then they can submit it by self. So I just help them with the system. So I
So
think,
excuse me. So for the audience, uh, in Indonesia, everybody's writing books, numbers, and everything, and then submitting to somebody else. And you want
yes,
to change
yes,
this one?
yes, they have
Hmm.
it
Wow.
still like, the old days, like 1019. Yeah,
And you want to change this one, right?
yeah. So I
And
make a
how?
system.
Yeah. Okay. So you're making a system, and how people think about your system. What do they think? I mean, because that's a big change for a piece of paper, and a pencil, and then you go to a notebook, or you go to a computer, or even a phone, and then you enter data over there. That's a big change. What? How is the mindset there? Is they accepting what you're telling them? Because this is a big change.
Yeah, actually, that's really difficult things that I realize. I still have a lot of, like, burden in my mind, like, uh the gap is really different, and the education is really different. So I thought, like, this is going to move like 5 years later, but not now. But I confident, the system will really help in the future. That's why I just like, okay, just take it easy. You just going to understand what I'm saying, and the system will be led to the center of the governments, and then you just need you know taking shit down, and you don't have to writing in the books, something like that.
Nissa, you can use this space. I mean, tell the people, because this will be broadcasted in Indonesia. What do you think people should change in order to use your system?
Yeah, because, um Indonesia is like potential country when I was talking about technology, because 2018, actually the startup is boom in Indonesia, 2018. And then the pandemic era is coming, and then the technology is going to, like, bombastic, and until now the investor will coming, you know having a lot of interest in Indonesia country because that's potential to invest, especially in technologies era. And then I confident with the there is a lot of still people who need who need learning, and then who need the help with the from slow living to the moving to like fast moving, something like that. So I thought like to my team, this is not going to be end, but this is going to 5 years later, this is going to boom. But we just to be patient because the culture is really different. But we hope that this is will be going to help the another entrepreneur, especially in small city, because Indonesia is 34 cities, and there is another small cities than Yogyakarta, and there is still like um really really old, and then they just give up about their life until they didn't take education in the bachelor, just like end up in the senior high school, and then they just like focus on their life, how to get money to to their living, but they don't have like I'm going to be something. So
Yeah, but let's talk about your dream, because 5 years from now, it's a short time, but it's also a long time, is it? We need to wait
yes,
for 5 years, and being today, I'm thinking about 5 more years. There's a lot to wait. Which are your dreams, if you can share with us, not year by year, but let's say step number one, whatever years will take, step number two, step number three, and then my final goal will be this one. Because this is something I would like to tell the audience from a young person like you. Like, you do have your dreams, and also you know where to end the dream. And this is important because the idea is I know I have a solution, and I want to bring this solution for the people. So if you can share with us about these steps, it will be very beneficial for the people which is listening.
yeah. The first things that I dream of, like I built something to help people with my knowledge, because I'm just not only a good in business, but I have to be like having a good positive impact in my social impact. So I thought like being somebody is not just only money, but being somebody is about you having realized about a social situation with your environment, and giving what you can give for them. That's why. And the second is I'm not just only build the technology company, but I also do like a lot of business like F&B, food beverage, and travel also. So if people tell me like what you get from the happy people,
Yes.
I just said like I'm not taking anything from them. I just like I realized that my life is a part of their life. I mean, like in my religions is we are giving something, but we just don't we don't need to take anything from them, because the God knows us. So just the karma, blessing us in another way, something like that. So yeah.
So if I ask the same question that your mother or your father asked you many years ago, I may think that your answer will be different today. It's not just I want to have money. Maybe you want to have other things today. So
Yeah.
give me that answer now. Let me say, I will not fly back. I will ask you just in front. What do you want to do now?
I'm just being somebody with like beneficial, like it's not only money, but yeah, with into the circle social impact.
Yeah, that's important. I mean, this is very important. So you may have some money, but it's important to impact the social atmosphere around you because that will make a big change. Is that something like that one?
Yes, yes. Having a lot of money,
Good.
I think like everybody wants to be rich, right? And
Want to have money? Yeah.
yes, and basically I'm from the family from rich all, so old money. So I think like just giving another way to give the social impact first, and then the God will be like paying all the result from me.
Okay. Good. And do you have a message for the youth in Indonesia? Because as you said before, Indonesia, I know it's a big country. There's a lot of people there. There's a lot of young people, and which should be one or two things that you would like to tell the young people who wants to do something as being an entrepreneur.
Okay, well, actually, being entrepreneur is not much easy like they think because there is a lot of stuff that they must be prepared before become somebody, right? Something like first you just being brave, because being entrepreneur is not just like, oh, I'm CEO and I can be rich suddenly. No. So there is a lot of progress and step. Perhaps you can be like somebody in the 10 years later, but not now. So still a long progress. And the second is like, financial literacy is really, really important, because that's the pillar, the main of a pillar, to build some business and companies, because if you don't know about the numbers, your business is not going wrong. Like just failed, and yeah, it's just not going move. And then the third is like you just having like sympathetic. Sympathetic is really important, because you are not God. you just human, ordinary human, right? So sympathetic, I mean like being somebody is, you can just make the same kind of pleasant with people. And then being wise, being wisdom is the most important. Yeah.
Good. Time is flying, and we will need to end the program because I mean it's almost over. But I would like to ask you one more question. You are in Yogyakarta, right? And I would like to tell the Singaporeans which is your main dish in Yogyakarta. So when the people from Singapore will fly to Yogyakarta, they will know I need to ask for this in the restaurant. Which is it?
Ah. I'm
Your
not so
favorite,
sure.
whatever, or your favorite.
My favorite places. I have a lot of favorite places actually. Like gudeg. Gudeg is one of the the main dish in Yogyakarta. It's the brown with the egg and the chickens. The taste is really sweet, but the savory, it's really good. And the second is like in your backgrounds, 0 kilometer is Malioboro. That's the best place you can visit around with your feet, without the transportations. You can show a lot of food, street food in the the horses. The name is Andong. Andong is really cheapest because if you had ever go to Bali and you saw the Yogyakarta, the prices is really different. Yogyakarta is most cheapest in the city Indonesia.
Yes.
So I think
So people from Singapore, now we have an advice from someone from Yogyakarta, Nissa, my friend, and I would like to thank you very much for this time and invite our audience to watch the next episode from One Coffee with Her. Thank you very much, Nissa, and see you next time. Bye bye.
thank you so much. Bye bye.